All right. Welcome, everybody, to Coffee with Markus. Today is April 23rd, and it is day 43 of these crazy markets. Today, the weekly unemployment claims were released again, and we'll see how did that move the markets. So we'll take a look at this. Plus, today, I want to do a special segment on understanding options premium, because as you know, I've been selling a lot of options premium, and it is working really well for me. So today I want to take the time to explain a little bit more of what is behind this and what is this option premium. So anyhow, let's get started. I want to jump right on the screen here. Let's talk about, let's do this. There we go. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones first, right? The markets overall. And as you can see right now, slightly up for the day. So we're up 0.3%. Now, the daily chart doesn't tell today's story. So here we see what happens throughout the day here. So earlier this morning, markets were rallying. And why is that? Well, as said, weekly unemployment claims were released today. And actually, they weren't as bad as everybody expected. Yes, we still had 4.4 million people filed for unemployment last week. But as you know, it was as high as 5 million, 6 million. I mean, now overall, we are at more than 25 million people who lost their jobs in the past 5 weeks since this crisis has been going on. But the market saw it as a good sign because here, look at this. This is where we see the numbers that were released the week before. 5.3 million, and now last week only, geez, I hear myself saying this and I think, what the heck? Anyhow, yeah, 4.4. The market saw this as a positive sign, and this is why initially markets were going up. So what caused this steep decline here? You might have heard it. I talked about it in a previous Coffee with Markus. There's this company, Gilead, who has a drug that supposedly should help with the virus treatment. I think I talked about it last week. There was a document leaked, so it was not officially released. Markets were enthusiastic. Why? Because this is when we are talking about reopening the economy. Of course, we have more confidence when there is a possible treatment. Anyhow, so today the news were, no, there's no possible treatment. This study was leaked prematurely, and this is why the markets are down. And this is what we see right now. As you can see, we're off the session lows here right now, but yeah, we're pulling back from the earlier gains. It seems that we are that we might close flat here. We have another 27 minutes in trading. Let's go back to the daily chart. So a little bit of bigger picture here. You know that I've drawn this resistance line, and previous resistance becomes support. Thus far, we're still holding above it. Now, as you can see, volatility is being sucked out of the market. Let's talk about the volatility index, the fear factor. And as you can see right now, it is at 40. Now, you know me, as long as it is above 30, I like to sell puts. And this is what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 weeks. Very successfully, for me at least, so it has worked out really well. Once it drops below 30, this is why I have the line in the sand here. I'm looking again, trading stocks and options according to the PowerX optimizer. Okay. I didn't even ask you if you could hear me and see me. So if you can do me a favor, click on like really quick so that I know that you can hear me and see me. I was jumping right in because I was excited to talk to you about the markets and what is happening here. And again, today we're going to talk about options premium, understanding options premium, because that's what I've been doing. And I want to go to my account so that you see what's happening here. So today up $335 thus far. NCLH, this option is doing really well, as you can see right now. Unrealized profit. Let me actually move this a little bit over here. It's easier to see this way. So as you can see, the unrealized profit here, 1,266. SPCE giving me still a little bit grief, but with every day that passes, more and more of the premium erodes, and that's exactly what we are going to talk about today, so that you understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. And yes, you might have seen it. We sent out an announcement this morning. I am doing another Theta Kings class. Why do we call it Theta Kings? It was just a joke played of the what is it? The Tiger King, right? The Netflix documentary, or whatever this was called. Is it a documentary? Don't know, not quite sure. Anyhow, so I'm doing the class next week again. Many of you said, yes, you would like to do this class, so we open it this morning. If you're interested, go to rockwelltrading.com. You'll see it right there on the homepage. And yes, I'm offering it at a steep discount because I know that right now times are tough. Okay, anyhow, is this making sense thus far? I just see a bunch of thumbs up, good vibes here. So good to see you all here. And yeah, Jim says, thanks for the WHO for tanking the market today for the release of Info Premature. I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, this is why we are here. This is why we trade what we see, not what we think, right? And so we also heard me say this, buy the rumor, sell the facts, or sell the rumor, buy the facts, right? I mean, the facts are always moving then the market in the different direction. Anyhow, let's have a coffee together. Good. So, Jim, I'll make you disappear for now. And I'll answer more questions later today. But first, I want to talk about options premium. Now, I would like to, let me switch to this camera angle because I also want to record this. And I will use my handy dandy notebook to write a few things down, which I have right here. So let me just rearrange a few things because I think this might be a good standalone video that you can watch again when it comes about understanding option premium. Also want to prepare something here in the background, and yes, you can see exactly what I'm doing. I want to bring up the options trader, and I want to bring up the options trader for SPCE. Perfect. So we prepare this. For the 13, 15, where we are, 16. Yeah, that sounds good. So we need this. And I also want to prepare this to look at SPCE because that is the example that I want to use. Okay. So today I want to talk about options premium. What is it? And I want to show you a very specific example because many people are struggling understanding how does this options premium work? And as you know, I have been selling puts recently during this stock market crash and have been doing really well. Now I want to show you exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing. So let's get started. And before I show you the example here, let's jump on my handy dandy notepad that I have right here where we talk about options premium. So first of all, today I want to use a specific example of SPCE because that is an option that I'm currently trading and I want to show you exactly how it works. Let me first bring up the chart of SPCE. It's Virgin Galactic. It doesn't matter really what stock it is. As you can see right now, the stock is trading at $16.65. So this is the first thing that I want to write down here on my handy dandy notepad. So we put it right here. The current price is $16.65. Now, I want to do two things. First of all, we want to consider a call option. So, and we want to consider a call option with a strike price of, let's just say right here, of 18. So I'm putting this in right here. So a strike price of 18. And I also want to show you a strike price of, let's do 15. So as you can see, the 1665 right here, this is the current price. And when we buy a call option for 18, it means that now we can buy the stock for $18. Now, why would that make sense if it is trading at 1665? Of course, it does not make sense. So this is why the real value of this option is 0, right? Because at this point, why would you buy a stock for $18 if you could buy it for $16.65? Now, a strike price of 15 is a different story here. So a strike price of 15 means that we can buy this stock for $15 if we have a $15 call. So this means the real value here, the real value is $1.65. Why? Because we could buy the stock for $15 and then sell it right away for $16.65. Is this making sense thus far? So if thus far is this making sense, do me a favor and click on like really quick, because this way I know I'm not going too fast. Okay, so click like right now, and then we can move on and look at the current option prices that are in the market, what that's happening here right now. So actually want to go back to my screen, and here we are looking at an option chain for SPCE. So this is what you see here. So right now we see that the 15 call right here that expires in 15 days from now is trading at $3 times 320. Okay, so let's just say $3. So right now the current price, we're going back to the iPad. So the current price, that's exactly what you saw there, is $3. Okay, so what does this mean? So why right now this option is trading higher than just the $1.65? Well, because over the next 15 days, the stock might move much higher. So as you can see, there's a difference, and the difference is what we call the time value. So the time value is the difference between $3 and $1.65, so that's $1.35. That is the time value. So what does this time value mean? Well, this is where traders are expecting that this stock might move even higher over the next 15 days. Now, this premium, this time value, will disappear day by day, and we'll talk about this in just a moment. But so far so good? Making sense? Okay, as you know, if it makes sense, give me a quick thumbs up, and then we move on to looking at it and looking at the $18 call right here. So as you can see, the $18 call is trading at 174 over 183. So in order for us to make it easy, let's say $1.80. So let's go to the iPad. Let's write down here the current price. So the current price is, what did we say? $1.80. So what does this mean? Since there's no real value in there at all, it means that the time value of this option is $1.80. Now, just looking at these two options, which time value is higher? Well, obviously, this one, of the option that is out of the money, that has no real value yet. Does this make sense? Good. So now I want to do the other way around, and I want to show you a put example so that you know exactly why I like to sell premium. So let's do this. We are going, actually, let's go to the next screen. Let's quickly write down, we're talking about options premium. And now we are using an example for a put. Again, we're drawing some basics here on the chart. So right now we are trading at 1665. Good. And now we take a look at two puts, and we look at one put that is right here. So we're looking at a put of, let's say, 18. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. And we will take a look at a put that is trading at 13, because that is the put that I currently have. Now, when we are talking about puts, it means, you see previously on this here, that we can buy the stock. So call means that we can buy the stock at the strike price. When we talk about puts, it means that we can sell the stock at the price. So let's talk about it this way. If the stock is trading at $16.65 and we can sell it at $18, so that's where we go back and we say, so what is the real value of this option? It does have real value, because think about it. If it is trading at $16.65 and we could sell it right now at a higher price at 18, our profit would be $1.35. Making sense? Okay, so then we also want to look at the current market in just a moment, and we want to take a look at the time value. So we will do this in just a second. Now, also for the 13 put, if the market is trading right now at 1665 and we could sell the stock for 13, would that make sense? No, we would lose money. So this is why here the real value is $0. And also we will take a look in the moment here at the current price, and we will take a look at the time value. So let's do this. Let's jump onto the platform and take a look at this. So here the 18, now we are looking at a put, and you see that right now the put is at 315 over 330. That's what it's trading at. So we're writing this on our iPad. So that is the current price. Let's just say it is 335. Let's do the math easy for me here. So this means that the time value here is $2, okay? And now also we're looking at the current price for the 13 put, and we're looking at the price for the 13 put. Let's do this. It is, let's say 75 cents, 73 over 79. So we put this in here, 75 cents. And since the real value is nothing, it means that the time value is 75 cents. Now, here's the deal with this time value. Let me just show it to you on this chart. So I'm drawing something like this. And you see that the time value actually goes down over time like this. So what you see here is the DTE, that's the days to expiration, and this here is the dollar side. You see in the last 30 days, and I'm going to use this here, in the last 30 days, like this. This is when we see that the time value is decreasing quite quickly. That looks ugly. Okay, so this is when we talk about the time value. And this is exactly where right now I can make money. When I'm selling options, that's what I want to do. Okay, so is this making sense? I know it's a very quick introduction, but it is super important that you understand that an option price always consists of two things: the real value and the time value. And when we are selling options, what we want to take advantage of is the time value. Hope this helps you a little bit better understanding of what options premium is and when it makes sense to buy options and when it makes sense to sell options. I did a class, it's called Options 101, a free class. I'll put the videos up here on the screen somewhere, so just click on any of the videos that make the most sense to you. All right, and now I'm coming back to you because, as you know, we did this so that Asia can edit it out. So is this helpful that you understand options premium a little bit better and what we are trying to do here? So looking again at the account statement. So let's take a look at my live account here. So we can close this. So you see, right now the 13 put is trading at, we just talked about it, 84 cents. And obviously, right now, SPCE is trading above it with 1665. So every day that goes by, this time value here will disappear. And this is my goal, and my plan here is that SPCE will stay above 13 for the next few days. And when it does, we're good and we're golden. So by the way, if you would like to learn how to do this, how to find the right stocks, actually I'll help you with that in tomorrow's Coffee with Markus. So if this is your first time here and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do this right now. Click subscribe and hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Because tomorrow I want to show you step number one, how do you find stocks that are perfect for this thing? And then, as you know, next week we're doing the class, and in the class, I mean, this is where you get the whole enchilada. We'll talk about how to find the best stocks, how to find the best premium. I'll give you my options put calculator. I'll give you my 15-point checklist so that you see exactly what I'm looking for when looking for stocks. And you have seen me trading these options. I think right now I'm at 16-0, 16 wins, 0 losses. Now, this is subject to change at any given time without notice. As you know, there is profits and there are losses in the market. But the way I'm using my checklist is I'm putting the odds in my favor. Okay, so want to make sure that I answer all of your questions, especially here around options premium, because I know that sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. And let me just share one more thing with you. So the options premium, that's where we're going back to the VIX, to the volatility. Options premium are higher when we have a lot of volatility, and they're lower when we have little volatility in the market. So as you can see, over the past few weeks, volatility has been crazy high. Let me actually move this over here. So it has been well above 30, and when it is, this strategy is great. Now, I see that Clint is asking a question here. Let me bring it up here. So Clint is asking, are leaps okay to buy? See, when premiums are high, you want to be rather an option seller, right? I mean, think about it this way. Think about oil. Why not? Let's talk about oil, right? So do you want to buy oil when it is cheap, or do you want to buy oil when it is expensive? You want to buy it when it is cheap, right? And right now, oil is cheap. Now, on the other hand, right now, options are expensive because volatility is high. So this is why, Clint, I would not buy any leaps right now. Need to move this a little bit out of the way, but great question. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. So good to see you, everybody here. Always appreciate you hanging out with me, having a coffee, talking about markets, and hopefully providing some value to you so that you understand better of how trading works, and also the mindset of a trader, that he can peek into my brain and see how I think, and I hope you find this helpful. Good. All right. Rob is from San Antonio, just down the road, Rob. So good to see you. So I know I'm in Austin, Texas here right now. Okay, so Kevin says, kudos to your Theta King scores. Oh, you're 10. Great. Okay, that's awesome. I've made 11 trades. Love it. All with 1 to 5 contracts while I continue to learn. Super smart, Kevin. Start small, grow big. And I've made money on 8, lost on 2, got assigned on 1, up $370. So glad to hear this, okay? So I hope that you're happy with the stock that you have, because this is one of the major rules. You must be willing to own the stock. But hey, as soon as the stock pops up, you can get rid of it and you'll be just fine. The premium you will keep regardless. Okay, so let's see. Denny is asking, question 1, if I buy stock A and sell stock B in the same day, is this one trade or two? You see, when you buy a stock, it's one trade, and when you sell a stock, it's another trade. So it counts as 2 trades for the IRS, and it also counts for your broker. However, what you're probably looking at is, does this fall onto the day trading pattern rule? Because when you are under the day trading pattern rule, you need to have at least $25,000 in your account. So if you buy stock A and sell stock B, this is not counted under the day trading pattern rule. Only if you open and close the same position in a day, that's what counts as a day trade. Does this help, Danny? Okay, great question. Good. So, had a bunch of comments there. Kevin is sharing what he traded. Good for you, Kevin. I'm so happy. Okay, Jason is asking, can you explain how to draw trend lines, support and resistance for day trading? You see, drawing trend lines, I mean, Jason, it's a great question. Let's jump to the charts here. So drawing trend lines, for me, it's kind of an art, not a science. This is why I personally prefer indicators, right? I mean, this is where I have these 3 indicators, RSI, stochastics, and MACD underneath my charts. And if you're interested to learn how to set it up, I did a video on this. It's called the Best Trading View Setup. So if you go to YouTube and search for Best Trading View Setup, you'll see exactly how to do it. Other than this, I mean, just here is how basically you draw a trend line. What you do is you look for a low, right? And then you're connecting other lows in a trend. But you see, here's the tricky part. Here you already see why I don't like trend lines. So would you connect it to here and then say right now, oh, the trend line is broken, or would you adjust the trend line to this? See, previously, this was the trend and is broken right now, or do you adjust it? So this is why, for me, Jason, trend lines are really not as exact as I want it to be. In my trading, I like to be very, very precise. After all, I'm German, right? So this is why I want to be super precise, and that's why I like indicators. Okay. So Rico said, I made some money today. That is always good. Okay, Olaf says, ordered your PowerX book. Hey, should be receiving it tomorrow. Great, thank you so much for getting it. You're going to love it. I receive great feedback on the book, and I'm so glad that you got it. Yeah, it should be there tomorrow. The shipping center is sending them out as quickly as we receive them, and as you know, I'm giving it away for free. All I ask is that you cover shipping and handling, which is $4.95. Okay, so Raz is asking, list the stock that we can benefit. Oops. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how I like to look for the stocks that would be perfect for selling options. Okay, so we're going to do that tomorrow. So I have a segment prepared for this. Okay. So Anthony's asking, does it matter if the stock has a dividend coming up, or is this figured into the stock price? Usually it is not. When a dividend is being paid, on that day, the stock is usually dropping by the amount of the dividend is being paid. Let's take a look at the charts. Let's see if we can find some stocks. You see, for dividend payment, usually stocks like Exxon or Chevron have been really, really good. And what you will see is on the day that the dividend is being paid, you see here, for example, the dividend was 87 cents. And this is where you see from the close of the previous day to the open of the next day, it usually drops by exactly how much the premium is. Is this making the dividend is? Is this making sense? So great question. That's how it works when there's being dividends. So, I mean, when trading options here, I want to make sure that I'm not trading into earnings and that I'm not trading into dividends. So I like to stay away from this. When selling puts, I mean, this is where we're looking for short-term gains. And John, yeah, you have to own the stock outright to collect the dividend. John, you're right. And there's an ex-dividend date. So it means that you need to own the stock by a certain date. And this is usually 2 weeks before the dividend is being paid. So I think that is the minimum. Could be more, could be less. I'm not a dividend player. I don't think there's enough money, at least for me, by playing dividends. And this is why it could be 2 weeks, could be 3 weeks, or maybe even more. Okay, let's see. What other questions do we have here? Is this making sense? So Wayne is asking, that's a great question. Will you close the SPCE put before the earnings day announcement? Yes, so let me show you. Let's jump back on the charts. Let's go to SPCE. So I have the put that expires on May 8th. And Wayne, as you can see, earnings is happening on May 5th. Okay, so 3 days before it expires. Usually I shouldn't have it by then. So usually what happens, if we continue to go sideways and stay above 13 for a few more days, I mean, you see, Wayne, even today, you see today, Virgin Galactic is down 3.5%, 3.7% actually. And yet, the option lost money. Let's go back to this here. See, for the day, we made $119. So every day that ticks by, the option is losing money. So the idea here is that we will be able to close out this trade well before earnings. Honestly, I expect to be able to close out this trade probably sometime next week, probably midweek, end week. And what I'm looking for, Wayne, is 70% of the total profit. So that's what I'm looking for. So here in this example, as soon as SPCE, if this option drops down to 15 cents, I'm getting out. This is what you see here. This is why I have two buy limit orders in there. These are my profit taking orders. But again, in next week's class, we do this in detail. But great question. Yes, we need to get out. And this is one of the reasons why I haven't been trading RCL. Let me just show this to you. One of the stocks that I'm getting really excited about, hopefully being able to trade next week again, is RCL, Royal Caribbean. So Royal Caribbean, no, they have earnings on May 4th. So we have to wait until then. But you see another one, UAL, United Airlines. So they have earnings on April 27th. That's, when is it? Next Wednesday, probably. Right, so if that is the case, right after this, it's possible to trade again. I think Delta just had earnings, so we can take a look at Delta again. Yeah, they just had earnings. Other stocks that I like to trade is Carnival Cruise Lines. So they already had earnings, so it's another 67 days. So we're good to go with Carnival. So we can take a look at this. So yeah, absolutely great question. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Wayne is also asking, follow-up question. If assigned SPCE, will you sell a covered call? If there's enough premium in there, yes. So I believe there is enough premium in there. And if that is the case, I would sell a covered call. Probably also short term. You see, I like to go for 4 to 20 days. And that is a great strategy. Yeah, absolutely. Good. Paula says, wash hands. Absolutely. Paula also asks, how long do you stay until you get out? Well, I want to see 70% of the maximum profits. So that's why here I have my profit target set at 70% of the maximum profit, and then I get out of this. Good. No, John, appreciate the feedback. Appreciate you being here, hanging out. Okay. What are your thoughts about Schaffer's search? Not quite sure what Schaffer search is. Prospective. No idea. Is that a stock or is that a service? Not quite sure. All right. After Hours 44 says, what would you say is the best protection to set up for selling naked puts in the current markets, if any? Well, you see, it's a great question. You have to be willing to own the stock at the strike price, right? I mean, there's no way around it. If you get assigned, you need to be happy to own the stock. So SPCE, for example, let's jump back on the charts. So I want to show you a few stocks that I have been trading and that I'm in right now. So SPCE right now, I'm in there. This is Virgin Galactic. As you can see, they moved from $10 all the way up to, what is it here, $40. And then they crashed down. I would be happy to own this company at $13 because I believe that long term it'll go up. Another one, NCLH. That is another one that I have right now. NCLH. So Norwegian Cruise Lines, as you can see, was trading at what, $55 before the crisis hit. Now they're trading at around $11. So I would be happy to buy them for $8 if I get assigned, right? So this is the trick. And tomorrow I'll go into this in more detail. As an example, yesterday Mark was looking at LB. See, I would not sell puts on LB because I see that this stock has been in a downtrend for quite a while. I think they might be dead in the water. Same with Macy's. Macy's, I would not sell puts on Macy's because I don't want to own Macy's long term. You see, since 2015, they have been in a downtrend. But we'll talk about it in more detail tomorrow. Good. Great question. So, yeah, just make sure that you're happy to own this. This making sense thus far, everybody? Okay, because if it is, click on like really quick. Really appreciate it. If it's your first time here and you think, oh, this is pretty cool, consider subscribing to my channel here and hit the little notification bell. This way you get notified whenever I release a new video. And also feel free to share these videos with anybody who might find these helpful. Okay, so... am I trading exotic options just as barrier options? No, I don't. I really stay more mainstream here. Nothing too crazy. I mean, the markets are crazy enough. I don't need to go crazy here. Okay. All right. So Danny says, okay, answered that perfectly. Okay, this was regarding A and B, stock buying A and B. Good. Jason, so this site is not for beginners. You see, Jason, I am doing sometimes beginner stuff, and today it was a little bit more advanced. So I like to mix it up. I want to say probably 70%, 65 to 70%, I'm focusing on beginner topics. And then every now and then I'm going a little bit more advanced, because I know that you might be more advanced and you want to see the next level. So if you watch other videos, you'll see most of the time it's for beginners. I believe I even have a playlist that says trading for beginners, and I have done this video options 101, and that's definitely for beginners. Okay, so let's see. Kushal says yet another winner in the books. Okay. Yeah, we're on a roll. I think we're, what, 12-0, 16-0 or something like this. It has been working really well. And again, if this is your first time here and you're interested in learning this strategy that I've been using for the past 4 weeks to trade these crazy markets right now, it is different than the PowerX strategy. The PowerX strategy is for normal markets. I believe over the next few weeks we will have normal markets again. But for a few more weeks, we have crazy markets like this. And in these crazy market conditions, I have applied a very specific strategy. It's called selling puts. And I have been doing a class around it. And as you can see, many of the viewers here have attended the class and are achieving great results. If you missed the first round, I'm doing this class again on Monday, starting on Monday. And if you go to my website at rockwelltrading.com, you'll see there's a way where you can sign up for the class. We're doing it Monday night, where I walk you through the basics, and then Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning we'll trade live together. So this is where I show you exactly how I go through my checklist. You'll see the exact trades that I'm putting on. You can follow along if you want to. So if this is interesting for you, go to rockwelltrading.com. You'll see it right there on the homepage. Caleb is asking, is it possible to learn to trade what you think, not what you see? Not for me. I'm not that smart. I like to trade what I see, not what I think. See, often, if I would trade the opposite from what I think, I would be doing good. Anyhow, I hope this helps. Okay. So Gene said, I set up the Rockwell's chart as you said in your video, but my chart shows the red and green candles, yet there are no black candles. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, you have to switch to bars. I just use bars. I think candles are probably a little bit odd. So that's why use bars. Don't know exactly how to do it with candles. You see candlestick formations. For me, there's so many, and I see them after the fact. I don't see them while they're forming. Not saying that they don't work. They don't work for me. Okay. Okay, Ken says, you just signed up for PowerX Optimizer with Paul. Yeah, Paul is great, right? I mean, you gotta love Paul. I guess, you know, I have a funny accent. I'm from Germany. Paul is from the UK, so also funny accent. You'll have a blast. If you are interested in the software that I use in normal market conditions, the PowerX Optimizer, you can have a demo with Paul. You'll have a blast for the 30 minutes that the demo is, where Paul shows you exactly what the software does, and then you can decide whether this is helpful for you or not. So that's why we're doing the demos. So good to hear that you're enjoying it. Mike says, it's beer o'clock in Spain. Not here yet. I stick with coffee. Talking about beer. Yesterday, I received the saddest news ever. You see, I have an Alexa Echo that I have right here on my desk. And you know, if you have these, the ones with the screen, right? That's the one that I have. You see the news popping up. And yesterday, there were very saddening news. The news were that the Oktoberfest in Germany is cancelled this year because of the virus situation. Very, very sad about this. And now it also said that the bull run in Spain is cancelled. Never was a big guy about running with the bulls. But drinking beers, I enjoy a beer every now and then, especially good German beer. If you ever tried a German beer, if you have, you know what you're missing when you're drinking American beer. Okay, don't want to start a war here, but you get the idea. Anyhow, great question. Okay. You guys, Claire says, Robin Coke time here. Must walk the dog first. Hey, you know what? Whatever floats your boat, whatever beverage you are having, See, I'm saying that I have coffee in here, but who knows? No, it is coffee. Trust me. All right. Good. In a covered call, John is asking, do you own the underlying stock? Yes. This is why it's called a covered call. And you see, there will be a time when covered call will work great. Covered calls are usually great when the market is slightly drifting up there. So we'll talk about this when there is a time to call this. As he's asking, would you make an example when an option get assigned? Yeah, of course. If I ever get assigned, trust me, I'll show you exactly how I'm defending my position. I mean, that's, you know me here. I'm as transparent as it gets, right? I'm showing you my account. I'm showing you my trades. I'm showing you the good days. I'm showing you the bad days. I'm showing you the trade where I'm making money right now. And I'm also showing you the trade where right now I'm underwater. So we can go back to this. This is where right now, as you can see, SPCE, I'm down 465. But overall, as you can see, between the unrealized profit for NCLH, $1,200, and this one, I'm overall up $801. So anyhow, trying to be as transparent as possible. And yes, if I ever get assigned, I will show you exactly how I defend this position here. Okay, good. Jagadish is asking, am I getting the Theta class discount for retakers? Yes, we do have. I believe we sent out an email today. If not, do me a favor, call or text the office. That is your NS number here in Austin. So if you are international, just dial +1 512-337-1885. You can text the team, you can call the team, whatever is easier for you. If you have been taking the class and you would like to take it again, yes, there's a discount for you. So in addition to the very steep discount that we have right now, there's an additional discount. Contact the office and they will set you up. And if you want to take the class again, you can absolutely do that. Okay, so I think this is a great question. So Guy is asking, I have a general question. I read that regular traders will lose money because they cannot compete with large trading companies with use sophisticated algorithm. What do you think about this? Well, I don't think that I'm using a sophisticated algorithm. And as you can see, I am making money in the markets. So I think the biggest challenge, Guy, the biggest challenge for retail traders, especially newbies, is emotions. You see, this is where traders, if you're not an institutional trader, if you're a private trader, sometimes you let losses pile up, right? You're holding on to a losing position for too long, or you're not taking profits. So what I think the advantage of being an institutional trader is that you have very clear rules and you have a boss breathing down your neck. And if you're violating these rules, you get smacked. You see, as retail traders, you must have rules. I have rules, right? And I'm smacking myself if I'm not following my rules. I mean, I'm German, therefore I am disciplined. It's in our genes, right? But you have to be disciplined. So, Guy, I don't think it is because they have more sophisticated tools, because trust me, trading is not that complicated. I mean, you see it here. It is more because they have somebody who is holding them accountable for their actions. And this is why, I mean, some of you are in my private client group. That's what I do, right? This is where I'm holding you accountable and make sure that you are not violating the rules. Yeah, so this is why we have the mastermind here where I'm mentoring you to make sure that you are actually following the rules. So, Guy, great question, but this is, that's my response to this. Now, Olive is asking, do you advise beginners to begin their trading education learning PowerX first and then move on to other levels? Yes, I believe so. Here's why. When you learn the PowerX strategy, you are learning some important things. First of all, you learn to trade what you see, not what you think, right? But in addition, you're also learning momentum trading. And for me, based on my trading experience, that is the most profitable way to trade. When you're following the trend, you might have heard it. The trend is your friend, right? So the PowerX strategy is a trend following strategy. And you're also learning very important concepts like apply a stop loss, right? You gotta limit your losses when trading. If you don't limit your losses, they'll get out of hand and you will sit on a large loss of 20, 25, 30%. And that's what's killing most traders. And you also learn when to take profits. And you see, when you follow the Power X strategy, this is when you learn that you know when to exit before you even enter the trade. So this way, you're taking the emotions out of trading. You're also learning that your profit target should be larger than your stop loss. So you're not only learning a very specific strategy, but you're also learning important fundamentals that you can use with other strategies as well. So Olaf, sorry, not Olaf, Frozen, hello. Kids love that movie. Anyhow, Olaf, hope that helps. So yes, it absolutely makes sense. And yeah, if this is your first time here and you don't have the book yet and you would like to have the book, just go to my website. I'll be happy to send you this book for free. So it explains the Power X strategy in detail. All I ask is that you cover shipping and handling, which is $4.95. Actually, it is more, but I'm asking that you help me out with $4.95, and I'll send you the book for free, and I know that you're going to love it. Okay. All right. Oh, geez. Time is flying when you're having fun, isn't it? So tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to find stocks that are perfect for selling puts. And again, I highly encourage you to join next week's class. It will be fantastic. Now, we have a limited amount of seats, and here's why. As you can see, we have almost 300 people right now watching this live here. There's so many questions. I cannot answer all questions. Now, when we're doing a class, I want to make sure that I can answer all of your questions. This is why we are limiting it to 100 people. And so as long as we still have some spots available, go to rockwelltrading.com. That's where you can sign up for the class. Usually it's $997. I know that the team has deeply discounted it. I don't know exactly what it is. Might be around $200-300, something like this. And I mean, you have seen it. From those of you who have attended the class, they made back the money that they invested in the class very, very quickly. Anyhow, have a great rest of the day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home for now. Don't do what the governor of, where was it, Georgia recommends, opening nail salons and movie theaters. Probably not the best idea. And always trade what you see, not what you think. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 3:30 Eastern time, 30 minutes before the markets close. Take care.